What's your idea?
Um, it occurred to me that, there are a lot of, there are a lot of, people who are on board or would like to be on board with Mashiach if they only felt that it was, something that was tangible, or if there was a sense of impetus or momentum. And that, the problem that a lot of us face is that you just feels a long way off, no matter how close the Rebbe says that it is. And, we feel like we're marching in by ourselves in the darkness over here. So I was wondering whether, we can think about doing man in the street interviews, frum, not frum, and in asking a couple questions, what do you think about the concept of, world peace and prosperity? And would you commit to doing a good deed to make it happen faster? And theoretically getting people, Jewish people, non-Jewish people, frum, non-frum, to say, yeah, that's, that sounds good to me. You need somebody who'd be able to elicit, obviously, the answers, and who would feel comfortable, approaching people and, presenting the case for a geula or a geula mindset in a way that, again, people feel comfortable doing and not threatening. And the point is to just get people saying, yeah, I like it. Yes, no problem. That sounds so good to me. And to kind of promote and push and see if we could get the concept of, do an act of kindness for geula, or or something. Whether it's do a mitzvah for the Rebbe or whatever it is, to get people motivated to do my poil. So that was just a thought. I open it up for discussion or rejection, but it seems that the possibility of something going viral, or at least getting play, is these days much more effective than perhaps putting out something by print, which is what I've always done for 50 years. So I don't know. I open it up to the group.
So you see in the Minatzchim chat, David Masinter, sorry. He has a TikTok clip that he put on a few days ago, which is similar, right? With you can open this bottle of vodka.
Except that that's in a semi-formal, setting. He's sitting back and he's, presenting.
Right.
And I was thinking more of something, live and again, man in the street kind of thing, to get some energy rather than a passive.
Right. So,
now,
and he said
actually happen. Pardon?
And then he writes on the bottom of that, he said, we should look into doing a campaign, regular people speaking about Mashiach, which is it's the general same idea, but maybe you're talking.
Absolutely. But rather than having them in, almost in a setting like, for example, with, my Rebbe, the stories of my Rebbe, everybody sitting back and, but, anyhow, that's the way I saw it different, something that had some more energy, movement, something going on. So
do you see it as an ongoing thing or like a one-off video?
Yeah, just pumping these things out, and wherever, not only in America or New York, or just wherever and whenever we can find willing participants, both on either sides of the mic. Again, you need somebody who's very comfortable in front of a mic, and somebody who says, excuse me, can I borrow you for 2 seconds, ask a question, and out of 5 candidates, you may get one that's worth sharing.
It's very popular these days on YouTube and TikTok, where they go on and they ask people things. That's normal.
I'm not on TikTok and don't usually follow YouTube, so
people are happy to respond. Not everyone, but a lot of people are happy to respond to this kind of questions.
Yeah, hopefully we'll get people to say, that it's gosh knows we need it, and And if you could only be, and we're saying, yeah, it can be with, that one more act of kindness and goodness, and or the mitzvah the Rebbe, or do something for your, for your family, or
I missed you. What was your suggestion in asking people? What are we asking?
basically, man on the street kind of thing, and asking them if they kind of accept or believe or wish or like to see the world of good for all mankind happen in their lifetime immediately, as opposed to in some far distant future. And would they be, if that sounds like a good thing to them, without without any kind of commitment other than our part, other than to do a good deed in a mitzvah, and act of kindness and goodness. That's really the bottom line, is this the world of good for all mankind. So we want Mashiach now is one way of saying it, but just the thought that you don't have to be religious to love Mashiach, to want Mashiach. Anyhow, that's the thought. The idea to get momentum, to build momentum, to start a movement where people start saying, yeah, I want to make this happen. I'm tired of reading about all the tourists, and maybe my one small deed can, at least I'll have done something, rather than sit here.
Listen, this was the Rebbe's call on Purim Tafshin, I think, what was it, Mem Ches or Mem Zayin, Tafshin Mem Zayin, the spreading of the Rambam's idea that one mitzvah, one good deed tips the scale, and that really was the essence of Rabbi Kotlarsky's desire last year to create the campaign with millions of good deeds.
Good point.
That was the backbone. It was also coming from that sikha, from that Indian creating, but it should be particularly connected to the Ula and Mashiach.
Absolutely, it's just in a sense finding the whether it's Mendy Pellin or somebody, whoever it is, who can in a sense communicate with people and make them feel comfortable responding and listening to what he has to say in his elevator speech of 20 words or less. That was the idea, of having it in many different places around the world, and again trying to build momentum.
If you create a really cool hashtag, something, and even though I'm such an amaretz in it, but this I at least know the name hashtag, and you get famous singers. I'm not talking about you start with the famous Jewish singers. You can even get the old time Miami Boy Choir guys who were singing then. These things are getting out there. And today's days, people are paying a lot of attention to the Jewish music. So, but even just start getting around, Mordechai David says it's 3 lines, and Avram Fried says it's 3 lines, and it's three sentences, and Shalom Lemmer says, and Lipa Schmelzer says, and the big guy in Israel, what's his name? He's even a Chabadnik in heart. Yishai Rebo. And before you know it, you have this hashtag flipping through. I'm conscious of Mashiach about to happen. Let's do that one deed. We're doing it every day. Let's do it. I don't know, something cool, but it has to start off in a very cool way.
Right. I'm the least cool guy that you can talk to. So it's.
But we needed the least cool guy to make the suggestion, and then the cool guys will do it.
Good. That's all. I've done it.
Okay.
But what the purpose would not be to convince the people on the street. The purpose would be to excite people watching it.
Just to see that everybody's, agrees.
It's almost like the ice. It's almost like the ice when they had for ALS. They had the ice bucket thing. You pour it on yourself. So it's almost like it's encouraging people to themselves film themselves. Imagine you have millions of people filming. It becomes a trend, and everybody's talking about a good new world that's happening, and let's all be part of it. Let's all just do an act of goodness, and let there be like 3 good acts of goodness that are very accessible. Give a little charity, give a little smile to someone. That's things that are, call the person you were in an argument with and say sorry for hurting you, little things like that, create peace and love, and that it can become, but if you insert the word Mashiach, you're not just putting in a word Mashiach, a world, a better, godlier world. That's a good idea.
I mean, the idea is to frame it in a way that nobody's going to turn it down, because they'll look stupid. You know what I mean? If you make it, I mean, gosh knows.
Imagine you get the Saudi Arabian guy who loves Israel. That guy from Bahrain, sure. And those guys. He makes a video in Yiddish. He puts out his stuff in Yiddish even, and in Arabic, and then he says it in Arabic, and you get it into the Arabic world, and everybody's dreaming the same dream.
I think that's the point, is everybody's dreaming the same dream. If we can get that message across and that you can do something about it, then maybe we'll have something that we can say, you know what, this has legs, as they say, and I like the idea of everybody's dreaming the same dream of no more pain, and maybe my little deed can help. I don't know.
It's almost like if we can dream it, we can have it. We can, so I don't have the word, something like that. Anything you can dream, like the Rambam says, you don't dream about something that's even in a cholim, you don't see, and which, by the way, people question, because the Rambam said you don't see a sfina in the air, and that we've seen already, that we do see that.
That was that.
But the idea is that
I'm sorry for just jumping in over here, but the idea is beautiful. But the only thing which I'm afraid is, how do we make it move from dream to poel mamish?
And we're talking about everybody doing a deed.
The same dream. The question is,
if we can dream it, we can do it. Something like that. So it's putting the emphasis on an action.
I'm talking now in a practical way.
Reb Zusha, what are you worried about? We have Aaron Isaac with us.
What?
I was going to say something else. I'm waiting for everyone to finish what they have to say.
Now, I was thinking that you usually make it Poel Mamish.
When Reb Zusha is not there, I have to put that in. But Reb Zusha is the other one.
You start making Poel Mamish. I'm staying in the background, as you see. I'm sorry for putting it this way. We're coming up every week. We're coming up with wonderful ideas. This is a wonderful group for Eitzes, but it's becoming a little bit like Zalman Gorari of Eitzes of Shmuel Isaac.
That's what I was going to say. We had an idea to send shluchim. I think that's a very practical. No, we can do both. But I'm saying let's pick one. We have to get a cup.
So what's going to happen over here is clear that there are going to be some ideas that are going to be Poel Mamish, but we have to turn into Poel Mamish. We're brainstorming, we're sitting together, we're coming up. Certain things might go, certain things might cost more money than others, and therefore, they can be implemented easier if it's not going to be a cost, and we don't have to raise funds for it. And
something which doesn't cost much. Do we still have books left over from last year?
We have thousands upon
thousands. Because I met Laser Gukov, by the way, he never got even one.
All right, he should raise his hand. Let him raise his hand.
Okay, but so if we have thousands,
speak up.
Where are they?
Oh, so first of all,
the reason I'm asking is because we could get it, hopefully by the kinners, by the registration table. People should take it. Let's not leave this for next week, Friday afternoon. If yes, we have to take care of it now, make sure that it gets into the right hand, so it should be put out properly. So this doesn't cost money. This is just a little bit of attention.
Yeah. So I left a message to Schellenberg Baumgarten. We were playing phone tag. So I'm supposed to get back to him now. So that's where it's holding.
Okay, but where are those books?
So Rabbi Rutman has most of the books. I think he has it up in Pennsylvania somewhere. There are about 2-3 cases at Smetana, his business. I forgot the name, the printing place.
But does Rabbi Rotman have the first print or the?
No, he has a second.
You sure?
Yeah. So there's plenty to go around, no question.
I mean, you sure that he has the second print, not the first one?
Yeah.
Okay, because
Almost
there was still
positive,
some
almost
leftover. Okay, almost is not good enough, I'm sorry. You know the guy who jumped on the
99.9.
90th floor? You know the guy who jumped on the 90th floor from one porch to the other and he almost made it? So, no, because he also had from the first print left over. That's one.
Oh, he could be, I don't know about that. It could be he still has, I know for sure he has from the second print, thousands.
Okay, so we should move the second print, not the first print.
Yeah. So that's what it is. I contacted him. I asked him, if we have anything in Crown. So he told me he has about 2-3 cases. People were supposed to call to that business. I forgot the name of the business, to speak to Mendy Smetana if they wanted. And I don't think any shluchim did.
Okay, so let's make sure that get through to well, you never got through to Schoenberg Bob Garten.
Like I just said, I left a message with him at the museum. He called me back, and I'm supposed to call him back now. That's what I told him. Maybe if you call, he'll answer faster, right? Personally.
I can call Schoenberg. You want me to call him?
No, you don't have to. I'm just saying,
idea.
if you want.
Why don't you call him right now? We're here.
Yeah.
We have the
Is
whole
he on, by
Minatzchim
the way,
on.
is he a Minatzchim? Is he on the group?
He was on occasionally.
Okay. So you want to call him now, but again, we have three ideas. First of all, we have the short term and long term. The short term is the kinus, and the long term is for the upcoming year. We have the idea again that we mentioned other previous times to send out a group of shluchim and speakers to bring out the Psuras HaGeula. I think it's a great time. Shnas Hakel. Then we have this idea, which is a very nice idea also. So how do we want to go about this? I can call Schoenberg and make sure. Again, I can call him back and make sure that we can do it. Give it up. We want to give it up by the kindness, basically, right? How do we go back the next one? Next two projects.
Like I said, we got to find somebody who's very comfortable standing in front of a mic and a cameraman, whether it's Mandy Pellin or somebody else. I don't know. I can volunteer my son-in-law Danziger and Rostov, but he's been pretty busy lately.
What about getting someone who's already doing these kind of things? Maybe even not a yid.
Yeah, I mean,
I just spoke to Schoenberg.
Oh.
Said it should be no problem. He's going to speak to the guys at the Kinnis, the Najah. He's going to get back to me, and then I'll get back to you, Binyamin's son, and you'll get back to whoever has the books, and make sure that it gets open.
B'zushi, you're breaking up the whole track record, doing things right away. That's not the way we work here.
I should say lately. In the beginning, this is how we used to work. I'm sorry. Lately, we became very institutionalized.
We've been hit by Gullus.
We've been hit by Gullus. Yeah.
What's your takes, by the way, on the elections? No, the Bruven. No,
this is for the Bruven.
The Bruven. No, what I'm asking.
This is
1 second.
This is the Bruven's expertise.
What's your take?
I'm sure that he has a 5-hour speech on the elections itself.
That's the next year coming up.
How can we even have, hold on a minute, how can we have become institutionalized if we don't even have any money?
This is nothing to do with the others.
Nicht Geld in institutions, das macht doch nicht sense.
Prisoners are also institutionalized.
The election in Eretz Yisrael is sicher aber in Tzeach von Reben, von Malchus von Mashiach. And the Rebbe gebeten, the Rebbe asked it should be a not stam a government of the right, but a government of the right that is narrow. Today I watched the video where the Rebbe says to somebody, they put it out on the Rebbe Yomi on the I have the Hebrew or the Rebbe Yomi video. So over there it says, the Rebbe says to someone, he tells them to keep it very narrow. Don't make it because then it's going to be favasser. The Rebbe says it's going to favasser the yayin hamashumer. It's going to become nish das and nish das, something like that. The Rebbe says lo zeh velo zeh. The Rebbe says in Hebrew. So das ist doch schön gut, aber das ist noch Gals, also ich verstehe es. We're going to celebrate. Das ist doch noch Gals. The Rebbe gesagt, I'm waiting for Melech HaMashiach to be prime minister. Nicht Bibi noch einmal.
I was very impressed at the. I just picked, unless I misunderstood something, but the night of the elections, when the before was official that he won, but it was projected already. So the Chaver based on gleich him singen that he was speaking. So the guy said, Bibi Melech Israel. So he said, Ani od lo HaMelech. This guy has some pretensions, but that's one thing. And yesterday, I was listening to an interview with Manis Friedman. I don't know if you've seen it. In Eretz Yisrael, he's launching a book with a very famous guy in Eretz Yisrael that wrote a whole book based on Manis's teachings. So they had a lengthy interview with him, and this what's her name? This Chain. She's I think in Lubavitch originally, and she asked him, "What do you say about how close is Mashiach?" So he answered something very interesting coming from him, especially. Mashiach was very close 30 years ago, and now we're just getting closer and closer.
Correct. Good. Very good.
I thought that was a very, very beautiful answer.
Yeah. Every single day. I mean, it's unbelievable. I mean, think about it. He's already talking. They shouldn't have Samartish, whatever the guy's name is. He shouldn't have games on Shabbos. They want to stop. They don't want to think about having the rail go on Shabbos. This is unbelievable things. This is not Mashiach.
It's a business Cheshvon.
But it's unbelievable.
Business
What? Let's not think what would have been the other way. That's for sure.
What?
I think let's not think what would have been if it would have gone the other way. I mean,
you know what?
The past year and a half.
If we would have had it, if it would be the other way, we would actually daven for Mashiach. And this way, Bibi will take care.
No, so the word is we're having a taste of Mashiach. You have to look at it a different way. If you see what's going on, they're stopping to play games on Shabbos, they're stopping all these things, people are keeping Shabbos. There's only a taste. How do you just Hamein? They don't want the complete picture.
What's with your idea from last week about the book David Bedorinu?
So again, that's another idea. Which one again? Which idea do you want for the kinus is going to be a bit tough. I mean, we can try. Who's ready to take it upon themselves? I mean, who wants to do it? I'm ready to help. I'm ready to help. I'm here.
I looked at the book a little bit. The problem, I think, is that it's not a finished product that is strong enough. Like last year, we produced something very beautiful. The book is, it's good for a country to go into a shul, but if we're presenting it at the Minatzchim, put something together, I think it's going to lower the caliber a lot. If you put that out, Hashem, this is the year, this is what we put out now. Not that if we would have had the time and Chadurah Ketan the Indian and really formulated something stronger, maybe worked that book itself out and took out the pieces and really, and the layout and the whole thing would have been Matan to Mitzvahs. But I think this is a lot of schayra, but I don't see it as worthy on again, that's my opinion. Maybe someone else look it over, but it doesn't seem like it would have matched what we did last year. And you don't want to come across that, okay, Stam, a schlepper organization that is not that doesn't have it together.
Can't comment, I didn't see it.
In other words, basically what you're saying is it has to be put together from other books, like the Nevuas HaGeula, which means together with this book. Is that what you're saying? It has to be more of a.
And Isaac, I can't hear you so well.
No.
You hear me? Hello, hello.
Maybe
I will
take
go
out
back-
your
I will go
microphone.
back for a moment. I will go back to the idea which we had about having people film themselves and do like this ice bucket type of a challenge, something like this. I think if it has to be done. The seeds have to be done really well. But for example, for Minatzchim, it's a type of thing that shluchim. Everybody has different people that they're in contact with. That if they got, let's say, if they pick any shliach you want, so shliach somewhere, and he gets a person that davens by him or connected to him or whatever, and he's a shtickle of an influencer and puts it out, he's going to feel, and it's not a hard thing to get. This is there already, say something, and then it gets out, and it goes viral. So this shliach feels very much part of this. It's something I think that can bring a lot of shluchim in. Because a lot of people could find, influencers amongst their communities, and as a result of that, they feel that they were able to do something productive in this campaign, and as a result of that, creates the momentum and creates. Just a thought.
So it's multi-levels. It's also getting
It's
shluchim involved.
That's right. It's very important that we have a project that is not, that many people can participate in.
That's a good idea. Makes a lot of sense.
All right, Isaac, we got to get you back on over here. I can't hear you.
You can't hear me?
It's very low. It's not having the same impact as usually when you speak.
I don't know. You hear me now?
A little bit.
Is it better now? No?
I'm just wondering, you have it's your.
Hello?
So I missed if you don't mind, I missed the first part of the idea. What was it the people make a video themselves saying what?
It's more like someone, well, Rabbi Wolf was saying a little bit different, but Rabbi Label was talking about man on the street. So you have someone going around the streets and interviewing people, and talking about having an impact on the world, doing something that will change the world for Mashiach. Label, you're on mute if you want to fix what I'm saying.
The idea is that
Mayor,
everybody, I think most people would agree that the idea of a world of good for all mankind is noble and something everybody would want and agree with. And the idea of doing an act of kindness to help make it happen is something they would also agree with. And so the idea was just to try and get as many people, Jews and non-Jews, to say, that's not a bad idea. A world of good for everybody. I have no problem with that. To do an act of kindness for somebody to make it happen sounds good to me. And just to have that kind of thing.
You know what can happen? Imagine if in the process of this, we create a tzedakah pushka that doesn't go to one place. It becomes, first of all, it can be an electronic app type of a pushka with that logo, and it gets to everybody. Or it can be, and Amazon can have it as a you can sell it on Amazon, a pushka that people can order or whatever, and they get it, and then they can always put money in there, and then they'll give it to the charity, whatever. This guy's going to give it to Save the Hippopotamus or something. But the nakuda over here is that people are thinking about giving and about charitable acts and so on and so forth. And when I mentioned that we're talking about influencers, I don't mean to limit it to influencers. Influencers will give it a lot of attention, will give it a big boost. But the point over here that the influencer is saying, do it yourself, have everybody do it. And everybody make videos like this. People should video themselves and put them out and then create the TikTok and whatever form of viral energy that is around it.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, Mayor K actually does things similar, not focused on Mashiach, but that's right up his alley if you're looking for one guy to start. But then, the idea probably would be to get as many people, influencers, to do it. So then every single shliach could get involved and get his C team group to do it, and his his Hebrew school kids to sort of.
Great idea. Get the kids involved.
Imagine also if you have a shliach that's in Morocco, and he somehow has connection to some big guy, and that guy, I don't know, I'm not the king, I'm throwing out his own wild. Imagine if the king of Morocco puts out a little video about doing kindness, and he's involved in this. Suddenly the Moroccan, or shluchim have connections with high politicians, with people. This thing can really go out if it's created professionally with an exciting, very catching title. Then it gets into all languages, and it gets into, then suddenly there's like this viral explosion.
So by the way, what you're saying
of a good world that's coming.
That what you're saying is a little different than man on the street, but they could both be, because it's the same thing. It comes to the same goal.
Same thing. It's the man on the street. It starts with interviewing men on the street. We don't have to wait till we have the top influences. We can start with, but what would be good is to create a line, a tagline, a name of the campaign that's very catchy and to the point, and it emphasizes Mashiach, Geula, that there is an amazing good world that's coming. Let's be part of it.
So should we share this with us? Our campaign aims to change the world for the better, one coin at a time. Have you seen these guys?
What is it?
And this is our very own David Masinter.
Oh, it's a South African group.
So many people came up with similar ideas.
Yeah.
Because you were talking about the charity box, this is that.
But imagine if the charity box is also a tzedakah box on your phone. So every day you could just throw in, and then it's like
they may have that already. Also, you see, they even has the rainbow on it, so everyone feels included.
No, because it's related to the ark.
I understand.
Didn't South Africa also put out a social media campaign?
So here's the thing. We don't have to be the original ones. We need to put together various forces that are out there and bring everybody together. For all I know, there might be another Minatzchim group doing the same exact thing that we're doing. No, but they're in the other part. They don't, almost like we've never met up with each other. Imagine if we harness all the koiches that they're there, all the people that are this, and we bring it all together. That's the point. Alles zusammen. You create one big global network.
That's an excellent way of seeing it. It's the powers there we have to combine, join forces, or be a force that combines all the other forces, the good ones. You had that idea with the website originally, right?
Yeah, that we're going to pull together what's out there from Mashiach. That was more in the realm of education.
This is also education, but it's a more education of the day. It's a 10-second hit.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, what do you think about something like, the ice bucket challenge is people know about that already. So instead you do a kindness bucket challenge, just change the word kindness instead of ice. Something like that. Go, because you want people to understand. Everyone knows what the ice bucket challenge was. So
I love the idea of using the word there so everyone knows about it. Yeah, that's.
So you're saying you're doing like the kindness bucket.
Yeah, challenge.
But
it should be something that people.
Or I would rather change it from kindness, and I think maybe more goodness, because good is includes kindness as well. The Rebbe said goodness and kindness. So the good is the root over here, and the goodness, but it has to be with the emphasis that, like the Rebbe said, because Mashiach is coming. So we have to figure out a modern way, a cool way that this dream that people are dreaming. You have the dream. Let you have the power to make it happen. Shine your light.
Shine a little light.
Yeah. So when they put in the coin, you say, like, we want Mashiach now, or something like that.
You went into Alma de Escacia, Aaron Isaac, you're swimming under this swimming pool.
You don't hear me?
Meherdig gar nicht.
Sutton.
You want to bounce out and come back in?
Yeah, I'll do that.
So I'm experiencing enormous frustration with where we are and what's going on based on a like mamish hashgacha pratis that Eibishter showing me she'en kamayil. So what happened was last week, it's a funny story. Last week I had a little appeal in my shul Shabbos Noyach. Instead of Shabbos Bereshis, usually the Rebbe would have the appeals on Shabbos Bereshis. So and the guy would wear a shtreimel. What happened was Shabbos Bereshis, I left my shtreimel at home. I went to the mikveh. I thought I'm coming back home. Whatever, I didn't. Came to shul. I said I was going to do the appeal for the whole years of Ner Lamor, Yain Lekiddush, and I really didn't have my shtreimel. I said, okay, I'm not going to do it that week. I pushed it off for the following. Anyways, Noyach, I did this appeal. So we sold all the 12 months. And people were giving a certain amount towards electricity, air conditioning, and all that stuff. So one guy sends me a message that, or that if he can drop off a check. No, if he can give me if I'm around for him to drop off a check. I wasn't around for him to be. I said put it in the mailbox, put it in the shul mailbox. So he sends me a message in which he writes, "I'm very sorry that I had to put it into the only envelope I had was parking violations." So I said, okay, if it's on a ticket on parking violations, shine. He says, nah, they don't deserve a ticket. People hate them so much. All right, then I said, maybe the third base Hamikdash, there's going to be so many people coming, you'll need to have parking enforcement. I'm trying to find some remedy for the parking. But in the end, I was thinking about it. What's this parking violations? And I thought, push it. It's Parshas Lech Lecha. Lech Lecha, a yid has to be on a move, always has to grow and move. So what's parking violations? Parking violation is a friendly reminder from the Eibishter telling you you're parked when you're illegally parked. You're supposed to be moving. Why are you parking? Why are you sitting over there? It doesn't mean that every time you're parked, you're illegal. The Torah allows Shabbos. The Torah allows you to go to sleep at night. But these are all means in which you gather more strength for that not be Torah. But if you're parking in your life in an oifen that is not because just gathering strength, but it's just extra parking, that's just not good. Okay. So I was talking about it last week. This was my the inside of parking violations. And I was telling people the reason I'm able to see it this way is because I got a check in a parking violations envelope. If you get a parking ticket, you're so upset by the chitzonius of it, you don't crack open the premiums. But since I got a check in the parking violations, so I was able to say, oh, you know what? You can open up and see what's the premium. The Eibishter is giving you a little reminder. Stop parking. Yeah, start moving. This is what happened. Comes Motzei Shabbos. Here's the crazy that's bothering me to no end. Comes Motzei Shabbos. Erev Shabbos, I ran here with my car right before Shabbos to the place, to the shul. And Motzei Shabbos, when I come and I'm supposed to give two Yidden a ride home, and I go to the car, I can't start the car. Car is turning on, everything. What's wrong? Never happened. It's a new car. I actually just bought off the car from the lease. The lease was over 2 years. Everything. What's going on? The emergency parking brake is on, and it's not releasing. And I'm trying, it's an electronic parking release, skate nicht. Basically, for 2 days, I can't move my car. I just had to have it towed. That's why I'm so frustrated because there's such a strong message that you're parked and you're not moving. The Lech Lecha it's eating up at me. So I'm feeling a tremendous aggravation over here that we got to do a Lech Lecha over here. We got to break open such a nishka tachlis. The nishka tachlis. And for some reason, Libi Oimerli, a lot of it has to do with the Minatzchim. It has to do with the avodah that we have to grow. We have to grow our Minatzchim. We have to grow our Peulas. We have to make a. The Rebbe gave us a bracha then right when we started Minatzchim, hoping that we would see it through. And so schleppt sich schon bald a year and a half.
Can you share that with us? Can you share that with us? Do you have it on your computer?
Oh, the initial letter, the initial letter. I can look for it. I will look for it. There was such a powerful letter.
Maybe we got to get back to it.
There was such a bracha there. So that's my own personal frustration. We're sitting parked. The car is not here. They towed it already.
So why don't we do this? Why don't we do a Chatchila Rimmer? Don't we need, if we have a lot of money, we can do a lot of things. Why don't we do something to that extent about tzedakah? that will kick off this idea with the videos. We can tell everyone, okay, we can make a nice thing. It's an hour, something like that, an hour and a half. Make a nice program about tzedakah, and then kick off this idea. But we should be fundraising for Minatzchim. I think it's the time has come. We can get
we definitely can use a little money so that we want to do something. We're not sitting and stifled. Without
I'm saying it can be a nice thing that shluchim can get together and get other people to talk about tzedakah, giving charity, this and that. You can get.
The only thing is if we're mixing our own fundraiser into this, and we want to do it, people might look at it a little bit gimmicky that we're trying to raise funds for us. I think it needs to be separate. We need to raise money from Minatzchim. That's organization. I wouldn't connect it to this tzedakah campaign that we're doing as our pu'ula, because that looks already as a first days.
You can give it wherever you want to give it. The main thing is to give. We're asking for
whatever. I don't know. I'm a little hesitant on that, but maybe I'm wrong.
Whatever it is, enough of guilt. On guilt geht es nicht. It's going like it's going up until now, but it's just like.
Does anybody know Mayor K who can, ask him if he's interested in the idea?
I don't know him personally. Maybe someone on the group knows him, on the larger group.
I don't either know him.
I could put it out on the group and ask if anyone knows Mayor.
Yeah. But I think even before we present it to Mayor, we should talk a little bit more and chat about it and get like a very strong, essence. And before he takes it and it becomes like it might be just an act of goodness to others, we want to make sure it's very deeply rooted to the dream of the perfect world, of the beautiful world, of Mashiach's world. In other words, it has to be connected to that. That's the whole pu'ula here.
Exactly. But also there's another thing is that people can have an impact. It's a side, it's like no one mentioned it, but the fact that we're speaking about it means that we can impact that world, the individual, everybody that's participating.
Oh, so what I wanted to say before was when you give tzedakah, it should be pointed out, when you give tzedakah, you should say something like, we want Mashiach now, or something like that, whatever you want to say, but it should be connected to Mashiach itself. And the Rebbe says, that will be matayv.
Yeah, but here's the thing. We need to use the terminology that is super cool. Meaning we have to be that we're saying we want Mashiach now, but we can rephrase those words into words that are more catchy and interesting to someone cool, as opposed to, oh, that's the Mashiach again. You know what I'm saying? It's just
I can work on, coming up with words or sayings and expressions. The only question I have about tzedakah is just like everybody is being hit. Taganach.
More than that,
where you look, there's an appeal.
If I can say, it shouldn't only be tzedakah. Tzedakah should be one of its things. It should be, as the Rebbe said, goodness,
kindness,
goodness. Goodness is the goodness. Everybody associates goodness with a certain sense of selflessness. It's the nakuda of bittul. You're doing something for someone else beyond yourself. You're smiling to someone, you're giving something, you're helping someone, you're carrying up her grocery bags, you're giving someone a ride, you're going out of your way for someone else. A nakuda.
So we certainly have to brainstorm further about this and come up with more details, pathways to move forward.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe get a professional marketing company on board.
That would, that's probably really what it really needs. But the problem is that sometimes if we create something if we decide to do something on such a big scale, and we then feel like we don't have the means to make it happen, we give up. So it has to be, we have to think big, but at the same time, we can take this, we should be doing small steps.
Oh, I have an idea. Why can't we have something like an international, just like you have a learning thing that you have different speakers in different time zones? Why can you have a inyan of chesed that's being done in every part in the world, like 24 hours or something like that?
Yeah, that can be once the campaign is off, and once these videos are going out, you can build on it, make a campaign day. But I think it has to. We want to start creating a trend here. We have to start creating these videos. We have to start creating.
No, hold on a minute. No, before the video. No, we.
No, because I mean, understand before if you're doing it, then who are you getting? You're getting the fruma oil. We want a global awareness. So if you're starting off as a Yid, as a Jewish, as a Heimish situation, if we're going to call this, how are the shluchim even going to pay attention to it? When they see this, it's like a viral video. This stuff are going out. People are doing this, and we realize that who's behind it.
No, you call them in hindsight. You call them before. You put on a list. You have certain times. You're going to be on. You can either have it live or pre-recorded. Have different videos that you're doing different during the day in different places of the world. Chesed and tzedakah. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I think it's a much more coordination than just creating certain hashtags that are going to start getting out there. It makes much less coordination. It's just the coordination over here has to be on getting the most sharpest image, very strong, a very strong line, a very catchy line, and you start both. You start on the simple level again. Reaching out, this literally, me and you, people start going out on the street and filming and getting, stam amacha people, between a Chinese guy, a black guy, a Mexican over here we create a certain original something that starts going out, and then from there. And then later, once it has already, that's what I think. I think it's a more of a viral type of thing than a coordinated day. I think that happens afterwards. It happens once this is catching on and it's getting there. Then you're focusing. Oh, let's do a day of this goodness and kindness. Let's do this. Let me put it this way: we can't guarantee that this will go viral, but what we could guarantee that it should be of quality that should go viral. That's a good thing to start with. From the Miami video, you see that you really don't know what's going to go viral, because the Miami video was not of quality on any level that it should catch the attention of everybody. But somehow.
Think out of boxing. Maybe you have. I know you're having tomorrow's the elections. Yeah, maybe you want to show everyone's doing tzedakah. So you have a Democrat. You have this guy and that guy.
All these things. The point over here is this is shaykh to everybody. Everybody.
So that's the shayla. How do you go about it? That it's shtaka. You don't want to think out of the box. That shtaka go viral. That's the thing. You have to put down the ideas. So how are we doing this? You want to put down start writing the ideas, Mendy?
What do you got for me?
Putin does an act of goodness and kindness. Zelensky does an act of goodness on video. What's going on over here?
Yeah, exactly. 100%. All the politicians.
Trump is doing it. Nancy Pelosi is doing it. Kick, Allah.
The best thing is if a Democrat does it, the
good over here is that everybody in essence wants to see this world.
That would be the best. If you can get two guys that you think will never do anything, that's when you get it viral. Did you see that video?
How many people saw the Miami? I think over 200 million.
Wow, 200 million?
I mean, I know for sure it's over 200 million, but it could be a lot more than that by now.
In that itself, they're talking about Yerushalayim. That's Mashiach and Geula. That's amazing.
For sure, there's this crazy item. So
Crazy stuff.
and there's an interest. Someone sent me. There is this. I think my pie. I forgot the pie something in Canada. A huge YouTuber or whatever. And he is now analyzing, Orthodox Jewish music, and he's looking at all these singers. And you know who's Orthodox Jewish music these days? The rapper, the black guy, the rapper. No, he's the Orthodox Jewish music.
Nissan Black.
Nissan Black.
He's Jewish. He's Orthodox. Definitely.
I know that, but it's just. But you can call that Orthodox Jewish music. It's really cool. Alice, yesh bekol.
Listen, today, let's not get into the conversation. What's Jewish, what's not? Everyone's making, whatever.
So we should probably wrap it up, but I just want to say that,
What?
Oh,
What happened?
we have a Goldstein here who have a lot of experience with these kind of things in the past, trying to get things go viral.
He was doing it. He was always putting this out. That's
and
right.
he just jumped on the call just now to be with us.
Hello, l'chaim. I missed most of the conversation, but I'm guessing we're talking about making clips, putting out like viral quality type stuff.
Yeah.
With a goal where people are maybe man on the street, or people like an ice bucket challenge where each person shares something that they can do to make the world a better place to bring Mashiach.
Yes, 100%. I have a strong taiva in this inyanim, but I also have a strong hesitation and shyness. But if there's support behind it, I'll be the clown to jump into it.
Why can't we get Taka? Why can't you get someone holding a sign? He's a Democrat, giving the sign. That's you can make a joke, but it should be Taka. How can you fake it? Why not? You want it to go viral. Sure. You want to think of ideas.
Let's put it this way. If I don't know, maybe us Chevron and Minatzchim or whoever, if come Taka up with some idea, it's hard the idea with ideas, because often I come up with a good idea that you don't think is a good one, and vice versa. But then we actually do it, and one of them works, the other one doesn't. So we have to either take the approach of trying one thing and trying another thing and trying another thing, which is actually we were talking with Rubenfeld, Mayor K's approach. He just throws things at the wall and sees what sticks. And you just got to keep trying and doing another one. Or Adrabah, if we can all come up with an idea that we think, oh, you know what, that's a good idea. Let's do a flash mob dancing on the Eastern Parkway with a bunch of, the 200 Lubavitchers. I don't know. Come up with a good idea. I'm in. I'd love to make it happen. Especially, like I said, once we have our support and we're interested in doing it, let's do it.
Okay.
Otherwise, I feel a bit.
Why can we get the guy Mayor K to come on the next time for 10-15 minutes, and we ask him, we have this idea, can you give us some ideas how to go about it? How do we get things to go viral?
Okay, fine. So my mission between today and next meeting is to get a hold of him to be available next.
Maybe someone will respond that they know him. It's usually better when someone knows him.
Okay, whatever does it. True. Whatever does it, let him come, let him get the vibe of what's going on over here.
Okay, so I'll make a point. I'll make a point of reaching out to him, but let that not prevent anyone else from trying. If you know someone who knows someone who knows him, also try.
Post it on the Minatzchim. We're looking for Mayor K. Who has a connection to Mayor K?
That I already did.
Okay, you did already. Okay, good.
That's how I got to hear from Rabbi Yisrael.
So let's start posting our ideas on the Minatzchim. People should know where things holding.
And if a lot of us respond to it,
ideas, can you write?
People see it's active. Yeah.
Yes.
3-4 line.
Also, Yisrael, you'll listen to this recording afterwards, and you'll see what we spoke about.
Yeah, I'll replay it. Yeah.
Very good. All right. Listen, it's a very big step, I think, because this has a global ability. We're not just going for Yidden, we're going for everybody.
We're going for everybody. We're going for the gold.
Yeah.
Okay.